Hey everyone, it's Aiden here, and this is 34 weeks on testosterone. Kind of not sure what month it is anymore because months are screwed up with weeks. If I count it as like 4 weeks per month, then it's 8.5 months, but I think it's actually 8 months if I go by day. I don't even know anymore. I think I'm gonna start going by day of the month because it makes more sense. So I'm 8 months on T. Um, this month I've noticed a few new things, but for the most part everything is quite the same. One big thing that I've noticed actually in the past week is that my hairline is starting to recede. Like, I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of stubbly in here, but it's going back. Like, especially seeing how I've shaved my head. Like, I've noticed that these areas are getting much thinner. So I don't know how I feel about that. I think I'm actually kind of excited to get a more male-like pattern, but at the same time, I'm kind of worried I'm losing my hair. But it's like disappearing on my head and going everywhere else, which is pretty interesting. Um, yeah. So, like I say in every video, like, I'm just getting really fucking hairy. Like, my legs are beastly. My stomach hair is spreading. Like, I'm getting a bit of hair on my chest, not really a lot, but a bit. My sideburns are starting to come in. On this side, it's coming in longer, and on this side, it's coming in thicker, but at the top, so I've got I have to shave them basically because otherwise it looks stupid. But I really hope that they thicken out a bit because I'd like to have some facial hair. um, yeah, in terms of acne, like, it's been moderate. It hasn't been severe. Not completely going away, but it's manageable. It's not a big deal. It doesn't bother me that much. Um, I don't know if my voice has dropped or not. It's really hard for me to tell. Like, yeah, I don't know. And what else? My dysphoria is getting a lot worse. Um, I am looking into getting surgery this coming year instead of going to Thailand like I was planning on it. I still am going to make that trip because I think it's really important for me personally to make that trip. I think it's going to be a big find myself trip. That's kind of what I'm defining it as. So I don't want to completely get rid of it. I'm still planning on backpacking through Southeast Asia, not just Thailand. But I think it might be better to get surgery beforehand. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet, but that's kind of where my head's at right now, just because I think it'll take away from the trip if I have to kind of always be binding and if I have to be restricted in that way, and if, like, I'm with people and they want to go swimming in the ocean and I have to, like, think about it and decide, you know what, probably I shouldn't do that because then my binder's going to need to dry out and I'm staying in these dirt cheap hostels that I have nowhere to dry my clothes. And it's humid, so it probably won't dry that well. Like, I think it'll really restrict my trip. Like, I won't be able to do what I want. So, it's a consideration right now. I'm not 100% sure of what I'm doing. I still do need to come up with the money because, yeah, that's obviously an issue. I think I'm gonna do a little bit more research into surgery in Canada. Yeah, there's not a lot that I've found for Bowman, which is what would be covered through insurance here, but I don't really like what I've seen, but that doesn't mean he's a bad surgeon because I haven't seen a lot. So I think I might try and make an appointment with him to go in and see, but then I'd have to get to Vancouver somehow, which is fine, but yeah. So I think I might do that. I'm actually looking more into Medalli. I was pretty dead set on Garamoni for a long time, but I actually like a lot of Medalli's more recent work that I've seen. Also, there's a possibility of getting covered by insurance with Medalli, as far as I understand, whereas that's not possible with Garamoni. And I doubt that I'd be able to get surgery covered through work insurance, but there's a possibility that if it's worded correctly, maybe they would pay for out of country surgery. So I'm gonna have to really look into it a lot in the next while. Yeah, my life is pretty busy right now. I mean, it's the end of semester. I'm gonna be done my associate degree with in arts with an emphasis in psychology. I was gonna go into social work, but I'm not really sure that that's right for me right now. So I'm gonna take some time off, figure out what I want to do, try out different jobs, and then decide if I want to go back to school. I'm sure I'll go back to school eventually. I love school, but yeah, my life is super busy with finishing school, trying to get everything ready to make sure I have all my credits set out and stuff. And then we might also be moving. Marianne has been applying for jobs across BC. So I don't know if she gets jobs, like, we might move. So my life's kind of up in the air right now. Yeah. It's a little bit stressful, but it'll all be worth it in the end. I've been rambling on forever. I don't know what else to say. So yeah, transition's going good. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. I mean, I've done tons of research over the past few years. I know a decent amount of stuff. Not saying that I'm like know everything or anything, obviously not, but I do know quite a bit, or I have a lot of resources to point you in the right direction if you do have questions. Yeah, so anyways, hope everyone's doing good. Yeah, have a good few weeks or month or however long it takes me to update again.